Kawasaki W650, W800, winterization. Step number 1, warm up your engine, maybe for 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. You don't want it to be too hot because it's going to be scalding hot and you cannot touch your engine. It's going to be very dangerous to work around those exhaust pipes that are going to be too hot too. So if you feel that it's too hot, just let it cool down just a bit, okay? You don't want to be burning yourself on these ones, right? Because that's a 3rd-degree burn within a second, okay? So just be careful. Step number 2. A lot of people miss this step, but it's crucial. You have to open the oil hole, right? The oil plug. Open it up. Why? Because when you drain the oil, you want the oil to flow fast so that it can take all the gunk with it. What happens is when you open it up, the air gets in and allows the flow of oil as you drain it to flow properly, right? If you close it, it's gonna go like bluk, 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 bluk with the bubbles inside. You don't want that. You want to open it so it flows like a river. Step 3, careful with the exhaust pipes because they can be hot. You see this cover here? Those are 2 8mm bolts. You need an 8mm socket with an extension. Super important. Use the extension. If you have a longer one, that's fine. The reason is because those bolts are a little bit in there. So if you don't use an extension, you can break the thread. Okay? Because you'll be doing this. It's not going to be enough space there, right? So you need an extension to do it like this. Very important. Do it properly. Now, in my case, you see this space here? There's a bit of space over there, see? In my case, there were these nuts. Use the spacers. I'm not sure whether it's the previous owner who did this. I don't know, but I get the feeling that this is not original. In any case, there are spaces here, right? You might need the spacers depending on the length of the oil filter. So anyway, you take the bolts out. Be careful, it's going to be hot, and you kind of wiggle it out. You kind of do that, right? Make sure you have mechanics gloves, right? And you kind of wiggle it out, just like that. Yeah, there is some cleaning to do here. Anyway, take that off and leave the filter in there for now. Step 4, you basically have to loosen the main drain. Okay, so the drain is looking like that, right? You take a 17mm socket, no extension. You don't need an extension here. And just loosen, right? You don't need to unscrew it. You can use this extension if you like, but it seems to be fitting without. The idea is to loosen it up. And it's tight. So be careful. Take your time. Spray some WD-40 on it. Make sure the engine is not too hot. But anyway, if it doesn't come out, it doesn't turn, spray some WD-40 and wait for 15 minutes before you attempt again. There's no need to break the bolt here. Okay, so take your time. Next step is the messiest. You basically need to open that bolt and let the oil come out. So I'll just do it. Okay, so let it drain. So as it's draining, have a few words to say about what happens before the oil change or during the oil change, what people do. So in order to do a good sort of cleaning, before you change your oil, maybe let's say 400 kilometers, like 300 kilometers before you're about to change your oil, you can add a little bit of seafoam into the crank, right into the oil. And then for 300 kilometers, the oil is going to be basically circulating and cleaning everything inside. Now, just so it will take away all the deposits and stuff like that. So that's what I did this time. I simply put 30 milliliters or 1 ounce of seafoam, a regular seafoam, this stuff. Right, and it even says there, you know, what you need to do if you want to clean your engine. So I decided that I'm gonna go with for my conditions, I'm gonna go with 20W50 oil. 20W50 is a range that 20W means it's like 0 degrees essentially Celsius. It's good for 0 degrees up to 50 plus degrees Celsius. So it's a heavy duty oil. It's thicker, right? It's thicker both in cold and in warm conditions, which gives you a good coating, right? A good protection for like cold starts. It's give you, you know, temperature wise, it protects you better. So that's why they put HD or heavy duty. This is synthetic blend. So this is semi-synthetic oil, half synthetic, half mineral. That's all we want for this engine, because the intervals are 6,000 kilometers. You need to drain the oil, put the new one anyway. So there's absolutely no point getting synthetic oil in this engine unless you are ripping it, unless you're really torturing the engine. You live in LA or in like super warm climate, and you're riding like, you know, like a maniac, right? And in that case, yes, the temperatures can reach dangerous levels. This is air-cooled bike, so you know, if you're aggressive rider, you might want to consider you know, fully synthetic oil. I'm not an aggressive rider. I like cruising. I like you know, normal speeds. I do highway, so I need the oil that's thick because it's still oil, you know, oil and air cooled. It needs to be high quality, it needs to be thick, and it needs to protect me from high temperatures. And I'm planning to change the oil every 6,000 kilometers. So for me, 20W50 is the perfect solution, right? For you, it might be different. If you're unsure at all what kind of oil to use, put semi-synthetic 10W40 and you will not be wrong. All right, let's get rid of that filter. I just leave it to drain like this. That's how the filter opening looks like. I like to drain, like usually, you know, I need to wait a little bit until it drains, and you kind of have to go and wipe away all this stuff. What I did is I took a little bit of used motor oil from there, and I just put it around the gasket on the new one, right? That's the new one. What can I say? Judging by the condition of the rubber here, look, the rubber is squished in completely. See? That's why what was stuck, right? The rubber is you know, the filter was torqued too much on the engine. So looking in the inside, there's a bit of grime in there, which means the filter did its job. That's wonderful. Not too much grime. Filter, the oil color is wonderful. It's like really good color. You want that color. See, it's kind of amber and it's clear. So no complaints towards the oil. It's, I know it's 10W40. This particular oil, the old oil, was 10W40. I don't know if it's synthetic or not, but I'm not going to be surprised if if it was synthetic. Okay, let's do hand tight. 9.8. You know what? I already see that it's tight. After experiencing this horror story with removing the filter that's stuck, I don't want to push it. Let it be like 5 Newton meters, whatever. If it doesn't leak, it's fine. Oh yeah, we forgot to torque the main nut, so we need to torque the main nut. Hold on a sec. All right, so the main oil drain plug is has to be torqued to 20 Newton meters. So I set the torque range to the max, 20 Newton meters. Okay, it's already at that max, so something's wrong. I over torqued it before with a normal wrench. So let me unscrew it a little bit and then we'll torque it to 20. That's my normal wrench. No, it's not a torque wrench, just normal. Okay, so I loosen it up. And now, okay, let's put the proper torque. Okay. That's the proper 20. There you go. Okay. Oil is being poured. So that's each can is a liter. Each bottle is 1 liter exactly. So we need 2.8 liters. You want to be in the middle or just lower than the top mark. But middle is great. Okay, so you have, just make sure that the level is correct. And that's how you change the oil.